See that IPO today. Good afternoon, traders. Got a bit of a flag on this guy here. Interesting. This is an IPO of a blockchain stock. Look at that, BTCS still getting ignored, man. Investors need to learn about BTCS. CMRIN coming back up to 8. JCS, good afternoon, Ruben. JCS is working out lovely. Breaking over 10 today, holding 10 currently. So I'm up about 107 bucks so far on that swing. But I'm looking for a little trade. Let's see. RNAS a little pullback there. DATS finally popping out of that triangle. So if you swung this, nice job. That just got a decent little pop there. MHAC. They got, this is just now starting to get volume. And nothing really there. So what's the SPY doing? I haven't even looked at the market today. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, that's what I expected with cryptos. You know, the pullback in the crypto market seems big, but the runs in the crypto market are so big that it makes the correction seem extremely big. So it's a little tricky. But the more experience you get in the crypto markets, the more you'll understand that oh, this is why these drops are not that big a deal. Like, it was a little concerning, I'm not gonna lie, but let's see, it looks like we just need to break 14 there. A bit of a spread. Got our K little dump off. GATS still climbing, hitting new highs. Testing 1025 here. I might try to get a scalp on this if I can. Yeah, I'm jumping in here real quick. See if it starts really going or not. So I'm in at 1025. See, this is all-time highs too, so I'm not sure where resistance is going to be. This could be the end of, this could be the high at 1034, or this could move on up to 1050. We're still getting held up at 1025. Got to break that. See, what did I go? 30 shares. So 20 cents would be 25. Yeah, I don't like that pushback. 2 minutes on this candle left, but that's a little nasty, so it might have been all the momentum. I did buy that at the top, but It started breaking 10.25. That's what I was looking for to continue, but we are not holding up 10.25. We got to hold up $10 here. $10 starting to crack. Is the SPY pulling back right now? Yeah, a little bit of a pullback in the SPY. Interesting, that got pushed back up. No, I didn't sell the business, man. What are you talking about? I just had things that came up that I could not get away from and had to deal with. You need to hold up this 10 here. Got 30 seconds left on this candle. I don't like this pressure, the selling pressure. We're getting curving over a little bit. There we go. Push back above that 10-day. See, at 925, 930 looks like some strong support, but I ain't holding it down that low. All right, let's see if we can come back. If we get rejected at the 10-day on this candle, this is going to be done for now. There we go. Buyers trying to push it back above that 10-day, but it's got to get back above $10. Back above $10. We'll be all right. Daniel B. Watching and learning while you get your hair cut. I'm glad you're in a good mood today, Daniel. No, it's not. It wasn't anything with the business. It was all personal stuff that I had to deal with that kind of put a little damper on my time, but we're good now. Nothing like terrible or anything, just things I had to get done. So this is the little triangle we're making at the moment. About at this, where did we drop down to? 980? 985. Yeah, let's say 985. So this is the consolidation we got to break up out of. Whoops. Come on now, I switched. Don't mess with me, Thinkorswim. Don't you do it. Still getting some more pressure trying to hold it below 10. We got 35 minutes left in the market. It looks interesting on AHMC there. Pending. Oh, they got a possible merger. What a wild looking candle there. That's something special to see. Oops. There we go. DATS starting to get back above 10. Very nice. If it can push over this candle here, we'll be good to go. Still getting rejected at 10 though. Come on. See them buyers come back in over 10. Very nice. Very nice. Keep pushing up over those bodies, that little flat top there at 10.010. Daniel B, you look great with a bowl cut, man. That's what you need to do if you aren't doing it. I know you said you are, but you should really seriously consider the bowl cut. That is the latest fashion in internet trolls. Is the bowl cut. So we got 40 seconds here for this to close above 10, but I really want to see it close above the top of this red candle's body. I want to see it close above 10.10. Okay, 10 still trying to hold. That's a good sign. So we just opened up above the triangle. Now let's see if we push up. We did close above the bodies of all of these, so we should be bullish now. Should see some upward momentum come in here now, but it's still testing 10. Little concerning. We do not want it to crack below 10. It needs to push over 10.10 and start going here in the next minute or two. Or next. MRIN starting to get a little push back up here. Trying to break the 200-day. I like what I'm seeing there. There we go. DATS starting to push over 10 finally. Come on. You can do it. This is a beautiful setup here if you can just break. Let's see what we got going on. I'm going to mag dump the account in the last half hour. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm going to dump my account in the last half hour? What are you talking about? Yeah, Bobby, man, there's not a lot of great platforms, but Thinkorswim is a pretty decent platform. But one thing you got to realize with brokers is they can hoodoo you. They can fill your orders a little crazy. SureTrader was known to do that back in the day. SureTrader would fill you up higher on purpose. A lot of hoodoo. Getting a lot of little selling here at 10. And then Saif, you said BGF, most short profit. Very nice. This is definitely an uncertain time where shorting can be profitable. Things up so high, I don't know if it's going to break out anymore or not. It's really struggling to. Dropping back in that little tip of the triangle. Getting bought up again in the last minute, bouncing off that 985 area of support. Nice job, Bill, man. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Like to hear that. Big profits from you guys. How is it so? I mean, the brokers. I mean, America's just, it is what it is. Government's corrupt. A lot of corporations are corrupt. You see it in everything. There's always the crypto market right now, you see brokers doing the same thing. It's just part of investing and trading. You gotta find your broker that you trust, or at least somewhat trust. Like, I trust Thinkorswim to fill my orders for the most part, but they do get a little glitchy sometime. Which, who knows? It could be my internet doing it, some setting or something. It may not just be me. This looks like it's about to dump. But Thinkorswim, I've used them forever. Webull I've used for quite a while now, a couple of years. And with that update, Webull's really gotten better on the desktop platform. Did we make a little bear trap there? Yeah, man. It changes. It changes. Depends on the platform. Because the thing is, a brokerage is nothing but a middleman. Like TD Ameritrade, Webull, all of that. They're just a middleman between you and the market makers. So they've got to, they send your orders in, but some brokers will say you put an order in at like a market order in around $9.90, and they're like, "Oh, you market ordered, huh? Well, we've got this $10.10 order up here, way up here that needs to fill. It just happens to be the same amount of shares." So they go boop, and they bring your order up to that high ass order to fill it. That's one thing that happens with market makers, but the exchanges themselves say you put that market order in, and they're like, "Oh, the market order is supposed to be for $9.80, but we're going to put it in for $9.60 to the market makers, and we're going to profit 20 cents on the transaction." So I've got a video in my library about the stock market being a dark place. It's not that you can regulate and do all the shit, but with the government and all that, doesn't matter, man. Murder's one of the biggest illegal things, and it still happens all the time. So it's survival of the fittest out here. That's why I constantly say nothing's changed. Just because we got laptops and Starbucks and nice comfy beds, all of that, it ain't changed at all. It's still survival of the fittest out here. You gotta do your own research. Trust no one until you've done the research and that company's not going to screw you around. Yeah, I've never even heard of you stock trade. So, they probably had some good promotion or something to attract people in, free commissions and sign up now, you get this or something like that. But the biggest brokers are going to be the most regulated and have the most money that they're using, so they're going to be pretty straightforward for the most part. Like I said, I'm not too worried about Thinkorswim um, screwing me over. And one of the things that I get annoyed most is when I put in a stop loss and I get wicked out from some candle. That always bothers me because I know that as a market maker going, oh, he's got a stop loss way down there. We've got an order to fill way down there. We've got this extra leftover order, so let's just go fill it to him and match it to his order. And I get wicked out. RHA just came out of a halt. Man, I don't know if this thing's going to rip or what it's going to do. We're just consolidating. Just consolidating sideways at the moment. And we thought it was a triangle, but really it's a channel at this point. You see all them wicks sticking right above that 1010. A lot of selling pressure there. We're almost, we got 20 minutes in the market close. I'm gonna add 10 more shares here just to bring my average down a little bit. And it does look like it wants to try to push for at least a new high. So now I got 40 shares. Let's see if it can push. Looking like it wants to try here. Getting hung up at 10.15. Still getting rejected. This one I'm gonna have to ride this one in the after hours if it doesn't make a move soon. One way or the other. We are still holding up that 10-day. It's the first time we started holding it up. See, still sellers sitting at 10.10. And you get them out of here. I've seen a few 10s on the buy on the time and sales, but not many. Okay, there's one. Literally only 100 shares. Okay. There we go. Now we're getting a little spread, so some volume starting to come in. Let's see if 10.15 breaks here. And we're going to get this push. Yep. Here we go. Come on. New high time. Let's go, baby. Maybe some money here on the last little bit. I ain't looking for much. Just a simple man looking for a couple of dollars just to buy some dog food for my pups. Trying to feed my pups out here right now. Dog food's expensive. Inflation got bacon high and it's got dog food high. I ain't even joking either. Dog food's high as shit right now. So we're still getting held up at 10.25. So we gotta break 10.25 strong here soon. Is trying, but we need to see increasing buying volume coming. right here in these last few minutes. And then you see that selling pressure getting pushed back below this top of this channel, back below at 1010. We need to start holding this 1010 as support. We don't want that 1010 to be resistance. You can see some buyers came in there kind of acting as some support now, but let's see if it holds or not. Okay. Maybe. Maybe. There we go. Looks like 10 is going to try to hold. Or 1010 anyway. $30 seconds on this candle. Yeah, I saw Robinhood confirmed crypto wallets. If you got crypto on Robinhood, they're giving you the chance to yank all your money out and get the hell away from that platform. So as soon as you get that crypto wallet, you better start slinging them cryptos out of there. Robinhood ain't nothing but a trash bag. Here we go. We're about to test 1025. Can we get this breakout? Last little bit of the market breakout. Yep, 1025 starting to break down. Let's see if we can push for a new high. It's a little bit more buying volume. You see, we increased a little bit on this candle from that candle of buying volume. So we need to see it really start pushing in here to break this. Still a little bit of friction there. There we go. Well, crazy, starting to get a little crazy. For some reason, we have some selling at 1028. Not really sure what that's about. There's no reason for there to be selling at 1028. That doesn't even show up anywhere on the chart. So just a little buy-in should break through that. There we go. 10. There we go. I was going to say, man, 1028 can't be holding like that. That's crazy. All right, we just hit a new high, but we're going to keep ripping. Come on. Let's see that volume explode in here. If it keeps petering, that's going to be an issue. We need it to go. It should be breaking out of this consolidation pretty strong if it's going to rip. Not a little peter up to 1038. I don't like that. Don't like that pullback. And the fact that we're not just taking off right now. I'm pretty sure it's a low float stock, isn't it? Yeah, it's only 16 million shares outstanding. Out of this breakout, we should have had a stronger breakout than this. So we got a couple minutes on this candle. I'm going to try to give it to the next candle. We are getting increasing volume still, but need bigger volume. That's only 400,000. We need to start seeing some millions of volumes coming in here. 1030 acting as a little resistance again. What do we got? A minute and 20 seconds on this candle. I do not like that candle. It needs to close back above 1025. We don't want this ugly wick in it to be close to 10. That'll probably lead to a sell-off. And we're getting a little battle here, but looks like sellers may be starting to take over the momentum again. But at the moment, we are still holding 1010 as support. Alright, 20 seconds. I don't like this candle. Depending on how this next candle opens, is going to be dependent on whether I stay in this or not. On this next candle, we want to see it push green immediately. There we go. Get back above 1025 before you close. Then I'll feel a little better. 7 seconds. Can it get up there? Probably not. Well, it's getting close. 1020 fill. So, we opened over 1020. Still a little sketchy, but not terribly. So last 10 minutes. DATS, what you gonna do, buddy? You seem to be the only thing moving right now, at least from what I'm seeing. You gonna give us a nice breakout here or not? Ooh, saw a flash of bids at 1025. If we see 1025 start stacking, that'll be a good strong sign. Up 1025 didn't stack though, had one little stack and cracked. Buyers trying to push it back. Look at 1027. What is these sellers sitting at 1028 and 1027 for? What a weird place for them to be sitting. There's no past resistance or support on the chart. I don't understand what that area is significant for. It shouldn't be. Let me look on a higher time frame. I'm pretty sure this is just IPO. Yeah. Okay, so what's the deal here? What's going on with that area? Come on, don't make me ride you in the after hours. Hey, Braden Price, I like your little special box and a check mark. Like that actually means something. But you want to explain why people should jump in skills instead of just telling them to jump in skills? Maybe give a little information. Ooh, yeah, see, this is what I was concerned about. We do not want a red candle here. Especially dropping under. This is not what we want to see. This needs to start holding up immediately. Or at least hold above 1010. Gonna give up. I think we are about to give this. I think this is about to give up. This little almost indecision candle. Well, it's still an indecision candle, but that followed by that bearish candle, we know what that means. I'll try to hold just a little bit longer to see if 10 holds the support. DB's got a ninja bun tight right now. I don't like his candle. It is trying to hold above 10. We only got 40 seconds here. I'd like to see it get back over 10.10. There you go. Come on back up. This candle has to push back over that 1025. If it drops below 9.99, the bottom of this tip of this candle, then this is probably done for now. Oops. Which the top of that candle is 1025. We got sellers, and I bet it's shorters. I bet it's shorters sitting there at 1027 and 1028 trying to catch people, trying to sweeten the bull trap, if that's what it is. Instead of sitting on 1025 where it'd be an actual resistance line, they're sitting above it, trying to hold it down, but giving longs a false confidence because it's broke 25 twice or 1025 twice, but it has not closed. You see, there's not one candle yet that's closed above 1025, and this may be the shorter's about to win here. Got 3 minutes till market close. Until after hours. So I can do a quick pixie through here. That may try to run in after hours if it continues to push up. RNAS really sold off. JCS still looking pretty good. MRIN back up to 850. Now this is the stock I'm pretty sure that had the Google and Fox network, whatever that news was. 2.5 minutes, and it looks like we may be going in after hours. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this open so I can change my TIF to good till cancel extended in case I have to get out in after hours, because it looks like that's probably what is going to happen. This looks like it's trying to hold in the 1010 to 1025 area through into after hours, and then from there's no telling where it could go. I do live. I'm alive, Lord. No worries. I just ghosted for a minute. Not purposely. The worst kind of ghosting, when you have to ghost and you don't want to. Let's see, 1 minute 35 seconds. We're coming up on that 10.25 one more time. Now, we got 50 seconds left. If this can close above 10.25, be the first candle to do it. If this candle can do it, then we should see shorters cover in after hours, because shorters are going to be a lot less likely to try to bring this down right at the beginning of after hours with momentum like that going into it. And if the shorters start covering, it would push it up even more. So we may possibly see a rip here in after hours. $18 seconds. Can you do it? You are right there at that 10.25. Oh, we did close. We did close above it, just barely. All right, now let's see. Now I'm after hours trading. Now let's see if it rips. Bid. Okay. We may start dropping here. See, we're quiet all of a sudden. That's because we're having some indecision here whether longs are going to drop this and get out of it, or shorts are going to cover and get out of it. It's pretty much what we're waiting on. And we'll be able to see it pretty fast because they'll start dropping if longs start pulling out. your son's a realist. It's like, screw it, chocolate milk. I don't want no chocolate milk. Get out of my room. I'm crazy right now. Well, I hope he gets to feeling better, Lauren. Now we're testing 1030 right now. Getting a little push up here. If we break 1030, we might see it. We should see it start to do the rip. Oh, that's your room? He told you to get out of your own room. Boy, he's really gangster. Get out of my room, Mom. Get out of your own room. This is my room now. I'm taking over. Oh, God, One Life. Come on, man. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Come on. Get this run. Get this run. Let's see 1050 break. Oh, we're We're starting to get hung up at 1050. I might have to take it. We need to see it bust through 1050. It's going to keep going. I ain't going to fumble around with this in after hours if it can't break 1050 right away. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get on up there. Yeah, see, we're back down to the 10s. Spread's getting all over the place. Damn, I should have locked it out. See, that was so quick. I was trying to give it a second, but that's the thing with after hours. These moves can happen so quick. Drop to 994. Man, this 40 and 10 day are so far off the VWAP. Testing 10 one more time. 10, if 10 can't hold up here, okay, here comes a bid. Oh, still down 7K. You got to get that up. Hello, Sarah Silverman is my muse. That's an interesting name. Sir I Poop. Sir Icy Poop. Let's Bang. Cali Active Spot. What is going on right now? What in the tits is happening in this chat room? Then we got Stacy Sweet, random pop in there, the LOL. One Life, come on, man. Spy gave you a headache today? Wooden leg with a kickstand? What's happening in this chat right now? Somebody's trolling me. Somebody's got to be trolling me. These names are ridiculous. If y'all aren't trolling me, I'm sorry, man. But these names are just, they're crazy. So now we got Glory Hole. Can we check Uber? Yeah, man, I gotta be getting trolled. That's funny, man. Thanks, guys. Whoever's trolling me, thanks for that. I appreciate it. If I ain't getting trolled, this is what I get for all my crazy talk. All my crazy talk is coming back to haunt me in the form of a bunch of people in the chat with all my crazy talk as their names. Forrest Whitaker's crooked eye. Who is doing this, dude? This ain't right. Oh, guys, it's dropping. Y'all are distracting me, man. I'm losing money here. Stop distracting me. Forrest Whitaker's. That's good. That's good stuff. Oh man, y'all making my mind melt right now. I can't take this. I'm in the middle of a trade and y'all are messing with me hard. If I look over at chat and see one more ridiculous name, I'm gonna lose my mind here. Oh, it's a Pimp C, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Pimp C fan in here. Let's go. I know you're not a troll. You ain't nobody. You got to be a real Southern rap fan to know who Pimp C is. So I know you're not a troll. Wesley Pipes. Well, I got a stream full of porn stars right now. Wesley Pipes and whatever the kickstand. Oh man, look, I gotta get out of this, man. I gotta get out of this. Y'all distracting me, man. Y'all distracting me too hard, man. I don't know what's going on. This is payback for me trolling that U.S. House of Representative earlier on Twitter. This is an ultimate troll. If somebody is doing this as a troll, man, this is an ultimate troll, and I'm enjoying it. This is hilarious. I mean, I'm mad because I'm in a trade, but the comedy of it outweighs the little bit of money I'm losing. So I'd spend $15 at a comedy place anyway. So one beer and ticket to entry, that'd be about $15. So it's well worth it. It's well worth this loss. I appreciate it. What's up, Fat Boy Drizzy? What do you mean my trade's gonna blood around? It's not doing anything yet. It's just sitting there holding up this support line at the moment. It may start dropping. It may not. We'll see. But that is the area that I've been holding it for, is for this area to hold. So if it cracks, I get out. If it doesn't crack, like I said, this live stream was worth it just for the crazy troll, whoever did it. Maybe it's Hal. I'm not seeing Hal in the stream. I know Hal he's working today, but maybe HH is trading this. It's trolling. I don't know. I don't know who's trolling, but it was good stuff. Alright, let's see. Oh no, that's not what I want. Let's see, where's the bottom of those wicks at? 981. Let's see, if I put it at 981, I'm pretty sure this would be a stop, not a... I don't like the volume has decreased here. But yeah, if it cracks this area, this 985 area, it will drop back down to 935 at the VWAP at least. And you can see back there, that same area the VWAP is at the peaks of these little push-ups. I gotta go. I gotta go back and read all these comments in a second. Y'all keep adding comments, so y'all gonna make me read a lot. I still can't get over Forrest Whitaker's crooked eye. That is hilarious. Forrest Whitaker's crooked eye's got its own YouTube channel. Looks like we missed. We got 30 seconds on this candle. Looks like we may start cracking. That looks pretty dumpy. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out. Yeah, starting to dump there. Here it comes. The shorters are taking over. But you can see that line cracking. It's over for this now. Because the body of this is below those previous candles in this line. Although my line's crooked as hell. Give me just a second, guys. But yeah, what was that? Like a $15 loss, $16 loss, whatever. Make that back, no problem. Give me just a second. Alright, let me go back and go through all these comments. Because I know some of you actually were saying something, but it all got lost. Let's see. Where are we at? Gonna be talking about Starbucks. We saw that. The taps are pierced. They don't work. Oh, man. Yeah, Bobby. TOS lets you trade after hours and pre-market. You can trade pre-market starting at 7 a.m. Eastern. 7 a.m. Eastern time, and then market closes at 4, and then you've got after hours to 8 o'clock, I think, Eastern, because my time the market closes at 7, and I'm Central. The after hours closes at 7. Oh yeah, One Life answered it. Okay. Now here's where we started. Let's see. Excedrin, Spy gave you a headache today. That seems like a troll. One leg with a kickstand, definitely got to be a troll. Glory Hole wanted me to check out Uber. It's got to be a troll. One Life, wooden leg, take your leg off. So Forrest Whitaker's crooked eye did have a good day today. So I'm glad to hear that his eye's doing well. Rico, you started watching when I first started trading. Good stuff. Helped you learn a lot. That's definitely not a troll. Rico, no problem, buddy. Glad you've been sticking around for this long and a part of the channel. Feel free to speak up, ask questions anytime you want to, buddy. No problems there. I appreciate all that support. Pancake Areolas. Want to talk about SoFi. Elvis coming in here smashing his head like always against that like button. 13 stitches. Wesley Pipes, Ark did a pretty good job. Nanu, QQQ, that may not be a troll, I don't know. We'll take a look at the SPY here in just a second. White girl loves, this is a wild one right here. White girl loves Devontae swing. And it looks like it's a, I can't really see the picture, but you lost 2,000 in a day. What was you trading? You lost 2,000. Fat Boy Drizzy, I know that them cryptos doing their thing. Spare change, I need some. That's dumb. That's really dumb. Scumbag, time to do Forex since the bell rung. Ready for mounting. I took a loss too, did puts. Yeah, Fat Boy Drizzy, it is seeming to be altcoin season. Elvis, you bought 10K of VU at $4.99 a few days ago. Buy the dip on my long-term investment. Charleston White's Revenge. I don't even know what that means. Just said, man, hold up. Bitcoin definitely has resistance at 45K. Ruben, you are correct. That 45K has been support and resistance. Reverend Leon Lonnie Love, I hope you are a real person because your name is awesome. That is actually an awesome name. Then we got Pancake Areola and Glory Hole both left there. Your husband wants you to put $10 in SHIB every month. I mean, if you've got Voyager with Shiba in you, you do get 2% interest on SHIB. So even if the price fluctuates, which it will, you will gain interest at least. I mean, some interest. But if you think about it, you know, $10 worth of SHIB is like $1 million or something. The SHIB tokens. So 2% of $1 million would be, let's see, 10% would be 100,000. So 2% would be like 20,000. So every month, well, not every month, but every year you would get an APY of like 10,000 to probably 15,000 Shiba per $10 that you had in there. So, I mean, with that interest, if Shiba continues to hold up, the only thing I don't like about Shiba is when you look at the actual project and you go to it, there's not a lot really going on as far. I mean, their mission is to save Shiba dogs, and I don't know how profitable that is. And I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting project, and the reason being is they've made it completely decentralized. So whatever the token holders vote on is what's going to happen with that. And I just have, if they're just going to stick to saving Shibas, that's not a lot of money to make as a company. But if they evolve and get more staking, which they're supposed to have 2 new coins, Bone and what is it, Bone and something else, their dog name toys or something for their coins for staking and whatnot. So I don't know. Like, it's one of those ones. It's better than Dogecoin because Dogecoin has no cap. They can literally keep printing out Dogecoin like it's nothing. Shiba does have a cap, but it's 400 trillion coins. So at some point, even if it becomes the most popular crypto, it's going to take, once it gets to a certain price, that 400 trillion supply is going to probably be an issue that's only going to let it go so high. Unless somehow all the Shiba holders end up holding the entire supply. I mean, it's hard to say. There's just a lot of... Shiba's such a speculative play. So... You want 60 mil just in case? Hold on. I lost some people here. Hold on, I'm still trying to catch up with the chat, guys. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. See, Fat Boy Drizzy. See, Google Gaga, who sold. Why is DATS making the spike today? Well, it's considering I've been watching DATS and we've been talking about it in the swing. Doesn't matter why it ripped today. It ripped because of this pattern. I technically analyzed that this rip was coming 2 weeks ago. Oh, so now you got people who are talking about it on Twitter. So then yesterday they got a contract with IZA, whatever. Who cares? It was all about this constant buying from the IPO, and it ripped because it broke out of that pattern. Come on, Daniel B. You know how these things work. Let's see. Black Man's Guide to Bitcoin. I just got to ask a question here. Black Man's Guide to Bitcoin. What does race have to do with a guide to cryptos? Just curious about that. Like, does your guide only work for black men? Is that it? Is that the only thing your guide works for? Because, I don't know. You'll have to let me know about that one. Let's see. Lauren, you should put $10 every month in a stock slice on Chuck Schwab. Nah. One life telling you to put, telling you to go long in a market right now where we're at all-time highs. Nah, put it in Doge. Doge is better. I don't know if Bitcoin can break. I haven't looked at the charts early today for cryptos. I'm fixing to do the crypto update right after this live stream. Lauren, you made $100 off MTTR. Nice job. Forrest Whitaker's crooked eye seems to be serious. No problem, Rico. Yes, Reverend Leon Lonnie Love is real. Thank you. I'm so happy you're real because that name is an awesome name. I was hoping that they didn't troll that name because I like that. That's a cool name. Jesus Christ, how far to that? Ultimate high, Lauren Devontae swing was a hot one in the 90s. Well, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. Fake profit. I mean, you're still investing money. It's not fake. The profit would be real if you're investing real money. But yeah, I mean that's why I'm holding $100 of sheep, just in case sheep ever goes to a penny or something. It's worth the gamble to me. I don't like $100. I can make back in a day, so I'm not worried about that. Let's see. The more crypto there is, the less credibility the sector gets. You start seeing OTC. There's been OTC types of cryptos. That's with any market. That's a decent comparison. But then when you look at every single market, there's going to be scams. There's going to be OTC type stocks. You can buy fool's gold. And even in the gold market, you could get sold some fool's gold. That's just the risk of investing and trading. That doesn't make cryptos any more riskier than anything else. If you're using stop losses and using a plan, crypto's no more risky than, working your 9-to-5 job. Well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that. I am going to go ahead and say that because we're seeing a lot of people who work their 9-to-5 jobs just got told they have to put something in their body against their will if they want to keep that job. So when your job can just dump you at any time, that's the same thing as a stock or a crypto or a precious metal or a commodity. It can drop you at any time. So that's why you have to have precautions. You have to be prepared. Doesn't matter about to make a risk argument against crypto when you trade penny stocks and the stocks you trade one life is pretty crazy. Let's see. Power Hour does suck. Black Man's Guide seems to be a real person. He says people are still scared of crypto. A lot of people. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. Black Man's Guide. So you're exactly right. Most people act like it is something bad, especially the boomers, but not even the boomers. I mean, the boomers, of course, but that's a thing through history. Anytime new technology has come out, whoever's the old people at that time is like, oh, that new technology is the devil. It's going to suck your brain out and do all that. Blah. You know, that's happened a lot. But crypto is such a new thing. There is a lot of people out there. And it's not even, I don't even think it's the lack of understanding of cryptos. I think it's the lack of understanding of economics, period. Like 80%, at least in America, I'm not sure what country you're in, but 80% of America is, and I say this with love. 80% of America are dumb as a bag of shit when it comes to economics, especially, certain sides of the aisles are really, really bad. Some people are way worse with economics than others. So, we fear what we don't know. So if you fear crypto because you don't know about it, then you just fear it because you don't know about it. And that's the same thing with anything else. Most people fear changing their career, jumping into a new house and selling their house or renting out their house. People want to stay in their little complacent bubbles. But what they don't understand is the world does not revolve around your little complacent bubble. And you can stay in your complacent bubble, but at some point in time, that little bubble is going to get popped. And then what are you going to do then? Are you going to lay down and cry and throw a fit? You think the world gives a shit about your little fit? No. You got to pull yourself up, say, well, I guess I didn't need that bubble, and get out there and do something about it. So, I'm glad you're advocating to a certain niche of people. Advocation of crypto for all people is what should be happening. The more we can get people to adopt decentralized currency, the more we can get these governments out of these markets. Because just like Bobby's, you were saying earlier, you were working with You Stock Trade as your platform, and then you switched over to Thinkorswim, and it's like night and day on your order fills. There's a lot of hoodoo like that out there, and it's a lot of the hoodoo is because the people in power make the rules and all that whole spiel. So you guys know. But don't take it as a personal attack on the name of your channel. I thought maybe it was a troll. And then I also just wanted to know, why would you just limit yourself to just black men simply only? But, I'm not knocking you, man. It is what it is. Stock market's reliable? One life? You think so? Okay. Boomers and computers. Let's see. Oh, my chat just skipped ahead, so I'm trying to catch back up still. I still haven't caught up. One life. I just told you that Shiba Inu gains 2% interest. So your argument, maybe put it in the stock market for a 3% interest growth where it may go up slowly, or put it in Shiba Inu where you get 2% interest and Shiba Inu could possibly rip, some crazy amount. Like, yeah, it's not a good argument, man. You're going to try better. Sarah Silverman is my muse. Can't afford these webcam girls if crypto keeps acting like this. Cheetos, Fritos, and Doritos. Yeah, scumbag. Um, I don't want to take I don't want to look at it as the boomers ruined. I don't like blanket statements. When you make blanket statements like that, I just don't like it for the fact it just seems too ignorant to me. Like if you say all boomers were responsible for this, I mean, there's there's boomers who, they probably just smoked weed and was hobos and did drugs and stuff. They probably wasn't even voting or anything. So yeah, I mean they are a part of the problem, but I mean every generation's gonna have that. You're gonna have people who don't participate in the system. And at this point in time, I mean, does anybody on any side, no matter what religious or political beliefs that you have right now, do you really, really, really have faith in the system any at all at this point? I mean, it's just I don't know. But yeah, we do need. I do agree though. We do need to get the retirement home people out of office. If you're 70 years old or 80 years old, like Joe Biden, I guarantee does not know how to trade or how to move a Bitcoin from one wallet to another. I guarantee he has no clue. He probably doesn't even know, how to ride a Peloton bike. There you go, Daniel. Be a little shout out to your favorite stock. So like the people in charge, if they're that old, they're in their retirement home. Most people that age are not even mentally right in their head. It's not their fault, but when you get to a certain age, you're just going to mentally degrade. So we have a bunch of mentally degraded people running our country right now because they're in their 60s and 70s and some even their 80s. So that's just insanity. Let's see, where was I at? I like to be dumb. Okay, well, at least Daniel B is being honest for once. Yeah, exactly, Lauren. Exactly. So I haven't got to that comment yet. So exactly what you're saying. Your grandfather owns Bitcoin, so it's not like every single boomer. That's why I don't like the blanket statements. And everybody nowadays on all sides love to use blanket statements, and it bothers me so much. It's like, oh, the left does this, the right does that. All they even goes into race. All white people do this, all black people do that, all whatever is this, all what. There's not an all. People are too individually different to put a blanket statement on a whole entire group of people, especially when we're talking about serious issues and things like that. It's irresponsible to me, but how long did it take me to grow my beard? Not very long. This is like 2 weeks of not shaving. This thing comes out fast. That's cool. Black man's guide to Bitcoin. Listen, if you're interested in doing a collab, maybe a little interview or something to spread some word about your channel, I don't know, you may have a bigger channel than I do. I don't know, but if you're interested in something like that, just hit me up at my email, frameworkfortune@gmail.com, or go to frameworkfortune.com and you can send me a message on there without signing up. However you want to get a hold of me if you're interested in doing something like that. Okay, I'm going to get back to you, One Life, in a minute. We're going to have this. Actually, One Life, where are you at? You want to have the debate right now? What is it, 3:30? You can hop on the stream with me, buddy. We can debate this right now. Yeah, Safe Moon wasn't so safe, and that's the thing with Shiba. That's why I said, well, like I said, with Shiba, I only have $100 in Shiba. I'm not putting $1,000 in Shiba or Safe Moon or any of that. The majority of my money in cryptos right now, if you've been following the crypto channel, is in the Cosmos ecosystem, where we've seen all the Cosmos coins hitting all new highs. But I actually did hours and hours and hours of research on the Cosmos ecosystem after our friend Liam from Confident in Crypto started talking about it. And pretty much when he started talking about Cosmos, he hasn't stopped. He got deeper. And the same thing is happening to me. The more that I get into the Cosmos ecosystem, the more I'm like, this is solid. So I'm not putting money in Shiba Inu Heavy or Safe Moon or any crypto like that, just like I wouldn't put a bunch of money in an OTC stock on the stock market. There's going to be scams, there's going to be nonsense. Just because something is a crypto does not make it a good investment. The crypto market itself is a market, just like the stock market. You have really solid projects, ones that's been around for a long time, Bitcoin being the longest. Bitcoin kind of acts like the SPY, the S&P 500 for the stock market. But you have all kinds of other coins. And some of these projects, the value behind them is definitely way more valuable than some of their prices. So that's where the chance to get in those early and make that money is. Okay. Man, y'all keep talking. The 2%'s on Voyager app, Ruben. If you look at that video I sent you earlier of the Voyager interests, Shiba should be on there. Boomers wiped out Social Security. Again, not all boomers. The people who wiped out Social Security are still in power now, which they are boomers, but One Life doesn't know how to use a condom. Oh, Lauren answered that. That you're getting into some interesting stuff there, Shane. That's more of a conversation to have, not over text. Nancy Pelosi is definitely in the way. Yeah, they refuse to leave the workplace. That's that complacency I was talking about. Yeah, 80 years old won't leave office. Yeah, no, that's insane. When was the last time when a good financial system was working for people? There's not been, Daniel B. There's not. And as long as we continue to put humans in control, there will never be. Unfortunately, all of our problems on this planet, when you boil them down to the simpleness of it, all the problems stem from humans. Humans are the problem, and humans are the solution. But the problem is, humans can't put their pride and their entitlements and all of that, where we've been at the top of the food chain for so long, we can't acknowledge as a whole being of group of individuals. We all can't acknowledge that maybe we're stupid and we should not be trying to control other humans. Because there's not one example you can point to in history and say, oh, this worked. Because if it worked, that country would still be thriving. And right now, we don't have any country thriving. So there's never been a system that works. And that is because there's never been people who are perfect to make a system perfect. It's impossible. So, let's see. If there's an age minimum, there should be a maximum. There should be term limits. I don't really care about the age thing, especially anymore. I mean, you got 16-year-olds and stuff who are out here, making money and living life, learning a lot on their own nowadays. Like you guys are talking about missing fathers and stuff. You got a lot of kids who are coming up on their own who are learning life the hard way, and that's not what we have in power. What we have in power is a bunch of, I'm going to get banned off YouTube today, guys. Why'd you make me go here? The people in power are a bunch of trust fund babies, and they've never worked a day in their life, like Joe Biden, who's been in Congress for 50-something years or whatever the hell. He's lived off of everybody else's tax dollars. He's lived off the back of the American people as his career. So, you have that. There definitely should be term limits, but age, if a 16-year-old is a genius 16-year-old and he's had a little time in the streets and he's seen some dirt and that type of stuff, man, he might have some good ideas. If people want to vote him in, vote him in. But the term limit, I do agree with. 60 million shares, like 300. I don't know how I proved your point, One Life. I'm not sure. You had the 20s and the 50s. Yeah, exactly. There's systems where things work for a short amount of time, but you consider that a success. Just because the system worked for 10 years, is that a successful system? Because when after the 20s and after the 50s, what happened? Human beings ruined the system that was somewhat working. So that's the problem. Because I'm the biggest advocate for the free market in cryptos. But I'm not one of the libertarian types who thinks that free markets are perfect. Nothing's perfect because all these systems involve humans. So nothing can be perfect. But at least in a free market, a true free market system, which has not been seen in the last, I don't even know, America arguably you could say was free market in the 20s and the 50s, but we've really not ever seen a true free market at work because human beings have to get in control of the power. That happens every time. It's a cycle of centralization versus decentralization. We start out decentralized, breaking away from Britain and not having a lot of power, having a very tiny government, and now we're to the point where we have this giant government that literally costs us trillions and trillions of dollars of money that doesn't exist. So that's why America is about to fall. It's the end of centralization and the start of a new decentralization, and we just happen to have the money for it, called cryptocurrencies. Let's see. Senor Ben, I do not know how to say that long word in Spanish, multiple words, so I don't know what you said. Could say that the 60s women's rights movement ruined the middle class. No, I wouldn't put it on any movements, because most of the movements have been effectively limited. And I know a lot of people's not going to like this next part I say. In this world, especially I would say in the past, we'll just go with the past 100 years. I'm blanketing a little bit, but we'll just say the last 100 years because I don't know the exact number. It's not movements or anything like that has done anything, because nothing has actually really changed. The only things that have changed because of money. I'll just tell you right now, you can whine and cry and burn things and, be out there with signs and do all that stuff, but then politicians are not going to move because of your feelings about something. They don't give two shits. And to think otherwise is just naive. This world is about money, and that's it. It's about resources, about power, and that's the game the rich play, is who's in control, who's got all the money. So whatever reason was behind it, whatever monetary reason, think about it. If half the country's not working, and then you give half the country, women, rights, and they all start working, well, guess what? You just doubled the tax revenue for the entire country. So it wasn't that oh, this is a great idea. Let's give women rights because it's the right thing to do. The people in charge is like, yes, let's do that so we can make twice as much money for the government. uh, you know, I mean, it's not. You know, that's why I said I don't like the blanket statements of boomers did this or whoever did this. It's more like, yeah, exactly, Lauren, exactly. You got it right there. Your grandma was a hippie, nice. Okay, you send me some info about Instagram. Okay, I'll check that out, Ruben. One Life. Oh, you ready for the debate? You gonna hop on here with me? Daniel B, you can live through One Life's debate here because I'm sure he'll want to talk a little bit of trash about cryptos too. Yeah, federal backed student loans and housing, that was nonsense. Welfare, more nonsense from the government. Minimum wage. See, a lot of people think minimum wage is why? What is if we didn't have a government right now, Daniel B, what would be different? We have a government with all kinds of laws. And in case you haven't noticed, murder is at all-time highs. So why do we need a government to tell us why do we need a huge government? Why do we need them to tell us how to live our lives when the laws don't work in the first place? You know, it doesn't, it's irrelevant. Uh yeah, so I saw that, Lauren, that part. So I said corporation. Yeah, you pretty much said what I said before I could say it. I just didn't see that comment. CIA asset Gloria Steinem was used to bring in the feminist movement. See, I didn't even know that much information. A lot of times I just go off of yeah. All right, so One Life, I guess. Jesus Christ, I'm so short on time. All right, One Life. Let's guys, I'm gonna get One Life on here. I'm just going to drop the audio on my side for a minute and the picture while I'm getting One Life on here because it's going to take a minute probably. Well, I'll leave that on for you, but I'm going to take me off there and we'll have One Life on here in just a second.
All right. I see me, but I don't see you. You can see a good silhouette of myself, so that's keeps myself as the masked trader. That's right. Like I'm not really a person, so that's good. Well, well, well. I need to get some of that good stage lighting that you have, man. You look nice and fresh, and I can see you got like some good like lighting, like you're doing an infomercial. Dang, I need to get like a friggin' I don't know, spotlight or something. Yeah, I do, but I guess it's not very bright. Well, usually I have the lights off in here when I'm trading and stuff. I don't even have any lights on. And I have this window over here, but I always have it closed so I can just, it's like usually just blacked out. Yeah. Daniel B says he can see an apparatus. My phone flashlight, but then I won't be able to see what you guys are talking about in the chat because I don't think it pops up on my screen. Because all I have for you is your logo. I don't have like anything else on my computer. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, chat? Because Ben is just going to yell at me that I'm insane and I need to think properly. No, you. Daniel V he already says I'm crazy. You're like, come on, man, you got to think properly. You gotta put my whole trading account into Dogecoin. It's a lotto ticket, though. Yes, that's one life. That's me. You can't really see me because there's no like lighting in here or anything. But maybe if I put my head like next to the window, then you'll be able to see me. If you guys can hear us in chat, you can see me like uh, early 2020 on the Framework Fortune channel on some of the early episodes of Portfolio Power Up, I believe it was called at the time. That's when we were watching the market crash, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna." Daniel B said it was gonna crash even more, and really talked fear into us instead of buying. We just kind of sat on the sideline for the most part. If, if I knew what I know today, obviously hindsight 2020, I would have just bought a bunch of stuff and held it instead of trying to swing it or short term trade it. Ruben says he can hear. One Life, I have Instagram? I do. I think it's
There we go.
under.
Now you should
I
be able to
think
hear me.
I think my name is Bobby Soko, BOBBYSOCO. I don't really put any trading stuff on there. It's just me and my dogs and my personal life of going out and doing stuff.
Yeah, if you wanna follow One Life, that Bobby Soko account, you can go to the Framework Fortune. We're friends on there, so you should be able to find him easy. The
Yeah,
Instagram
yeah. If you
is
go if
very
you go to
small.
Ben and go under his followers and followees, you will find me. And I'm on like Twitter, but I don't really do anything on there either.
All right.
Usually my fiance does all the social media stuff. She
Oh
just
yeah.
tags me in stuff that we do, and it's on Facebook or whatever.
Nice. So yeah, everybody, this is One Life, One Chance. He's been around for a very long time on the channel. Great trader. But
I've
me
been
and him,
around since week one, I think, week 1 or 2 of the
yeah,
live stream.
yeah,
Me and
week
Daniel
one,
B.
very beginning of the channel. He's been around, and we've had some great conversations. We don't always agree. We talk a lot of trash to each other.
Well,
Um,
talking smack is the best part is the having a contrarian to give out the opposite view. That's
oh,
how I look at it.
no, you're right. You want to have different perspectives. Daniel B is. I do truly hate Daniel B, and I wish him the worst. No, I'm just kidding.
Daniel B is like an evil scientist.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's an evil scientist troll, but
I'm
yes,
starting to understand a little bit more of what Daniel B was saying a few years ago because I've been a little backstory with me that people that don't know me, obviously I've been watching Ben for a long time. Give him mad credit for being in the spotlight and live trading because it's very difficult. Ben has come a long way, so I give him props for that. And a lot of people probably think that we're rude to Ben, which we can be a little bit, but it's all pretty much sarcasm and shit talking. Excuse my language. But I've been trading since 2018, so fairly new. The 2021 this year has been my best year consistent wise, but I still have a lot of things that I need to learn and get better at, which I'm trying to do.
yeah, and it never stops. You're always learning. Even even people who've been in the market 20, 30 years. We got an interview coming out with a trader who's been in the market 30 plus years, Josie Wells, who's been in the live stream on and off a little bit. Man, you're talking about somebody with a lot of experience, but he'll tell you it's still a learning game. So,
Yes, Tony, that's right. Penny stocks are trash, and I still believe that.
all right, let's start. Let's start there. That's a good place to start the bed. Enough of the ass kissing.
Okay,
Let's get down and dirty here.
that's
So,
right. Penny stocks.
yeah, penny stocks. So let's first define what we consider penny stocks, because everybody has a little bit different definition. I would say the mainstream definition is stocks under $10.
Yep.
Yeah, but me personally, I look at a Nasdaq or NYSE stock a little bit different than an OTC stock. Even if they are under $10, they have to go through more regulation to be on
Yeah.
the
Well, I
Nasdaq.
put OTC in their own. I don't even lump them into penny stocks.
You don't even you don't even lump them into stocks at all. You're just like that's just a
Well, no,
garbage can.
I think OTC stocks just kind of are their own thing. I don't pay attention to them. But when I talk penny stocks, like I trade stocks that are under $10 all the time. But when I think of penny stocks, I think about the ones that are like hovering around $1 to like $3 in that range. And the reason why I don't like them, and trust me, I've traded them plenty of times, and most of the time I probably lost more money on them than won money on it. And the reason why is when I was a young trader and trying to trade these things, obviously I'm trading them the $1 to $3 stock because they're inexpensive. I can buy more shares. But at the time of being a young trader, not fast enough to execute buying and selling, not being able to keep up with how quick like a low flow $1 to $3 stock can move up or down. So that's why I don't like them.
Okay,
And
so I
also,
want to
the
stop you.
biggest thing
I want to stop you
is
right there.
percentage wise.
Before we go further,
Like,
I want to address something you just said. You said they're trash because as a new trader, you were not fast enough, or
correct.
yeah, to handle the moves and stuff. So that's not
Yes.
that you have a problem. That it's not that there's a problem with penny stocks from what you just said. It's that you personally have a problem with penny stocks.
Well, I mean that's one part of it, but the main key is like the percentage wise is the moves. People think that a stock that's $1 to $3 can move 500%, which we've seen. But in
Mm-hmm.
all reality, like a huge move for those stocks that are priced between $1 and $3 is like a 20 cent to like a 50 cent move that you see consistently. And as a young trader, you get that greed and that FOMO where you want more than that. Where if you just stuck to taking that quarter move,
Mm-hmm.
you would end up making, let's say, $50 a day and 250 at the end of the week. But most of what happens is people end up holding the bag as a new trader, and then they're screwed because we always see them what happened. Usually 90% of the time, they go back to nothing again. So
Yeah.
that's why I like penny stocks, not the cheaper ones. Anything from 5 to whatever, you can see bigger moves in it. You can catch a bigger piece of the move. So that's why I like those stocks better
Well,
than the
see,
super cheap ones.
I don't see a difference though there between the $1.03 and say a $20 stock because if it's $1.50 stock and you know it's only going to run 25 cents, well then you would just you buy more shares than you would on something that you know is $8 and going to run $2 because the more shares you buy of that and you get that quarter, that's going to be more money you make. So it's not any different. The same amount of money you would be trading would be the same amount of money.
But as
Well,
new traders, what happens?
yeah, but it is but that's irrelevant. New traders are always going to lose money regardless whether I mean, you'll see new traders lose money on trying to trade Apple. That's not anything. You know what I mean? There is a
Well, yeah, I
sexiness.
mean,
I'll give it to you. There's a sexiness to the penny stock market because of what social media has pushed,
yeah,
and that
marketing.
attracts a lot of
Yeah,
what's that?
it's geared toward marketing the stock market of
Yeah, yeah,
getting
yeah.
rich overnight.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
I mean, I guess yes, like I'm also talking about like now compared to 2-3 years ago when I was trading them.
It has
That
changed
now I
quite a
see
bit.
these things where back then I didn't see these things. I was still learning and still navigating through figuring out and not understanding like how the movements work with them. So I guess me now where I trade now, I guess that's the information that I could give out to traders to either jot down and write down and observe for themselves how these things react and happen.
So what are you doing now? So what is your strategy nowadays? I want to hear your exact
Well,
strategy.
I
What?
mean, I still trade like any kind of price. I do long trades, I do short trades, I do swing trades. It just depends, kind of like what I'm personally observing. If I see like stocks that aren't doing anything, then I sit on my hands. There's times that I don't trade at all. I just look at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of disappointing because you feel like you need to keep on trading and trading whatever, but it doesn't matter. Now I'm at the point where I want to kind of like conserve my money and I want to make money without risking too much money. I'm looking for bigger swings. Like that's why I'm looking for higher price stocks. Like I want to see one thing that I always say, look for stocks that are moving dollars, not moving cents. So
Mm-hmm.
what I mean by that is like I want to be seeing big swing highs, swing lows, swing highs for new highs, and then swing lows that are above the previous low. So higher highs, lower lows. So I'm looking for that, and I'm looking for where the meat in the swings are that are moving. Anything a dollar or more would be great. 75 cents, I'll take that, 50 cents. But I want to see like those bigger swings. I don't want to see something that's moving sideways and that's only got a trading in a 20-cent range or something. I want to see a stock that's moving from $5 to $7 to $6 to $8. I want to see
Mm-hmm.
big swings like that. And then I trade those swings, and that's all I look for nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's consistent for me what I'm looking for.
Well, that's kind of been similar to what I've done for pretty much the whole time I've been trading. Is I've been looking for those dollar rips, but sometimes I look on them in the wrong place.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's
And it's got to be
you.
patient, and
It does take
you got to also
patience.
realize if it's not there, it's not there. But these are all things that you know are sustained over time of watching charts and just being in front of the monitor.
So
You know,
I think
so
I think with this first disagreement, it's not even a disagreement of what we think of the
penny stocks are
stocks.
trash,
I, no, I'm saying
yeah.
I think you're pushing that narrative of penny stocks are so trash because you're concerned about new traders getting caught up with them and caught up in the hype and
Yeah, that's
destroying
pretty
their
much it.
account and destroying their
You know,
account. So I get that. I agree
obviously
with you
they're
that
profitable.
yeah, that
You
but
can you can make money off of them, but yeah, I guess I look at it as from like my trading now to where I was trading in 2018 and 2019.
yeah. Yeah, I mean I get that. You're coming from your experience, but I like to have that clarified that it's not so much that you're against penny stocks, you'll trade them yourself, but
Yeah,
you're against new traders being in that type of volatile, crazy movements where you do gotta be
exactly.
quick
Like
and experience.
I guess like if I could go back in time and give myself advice as a new trader, I would stay away from the volatile stocks. Even though it's not fun, you don't make a lot of money. You want that action. It feels good when stuff are going up and you're seeing these gains, and then But as far as like learning charts and studying charts and everything and candlesticks, it's best to start off slow and then work your way up to where you feel more comfortable, where you can execute and scalp, some of those, volatile moves.
Yeah, so let's transition from there to what you just said, charting and indicators and all that. What are you using now for indicators? Because I know Daniel B and you have been
Well,
talking a lot
yeah,
of stuff about all the lines I have on my charts and all of that. So what are you
sure.
using?
Well, you've known me for a long time, so you've known I've tried pretty much all of them. As far as indicators, especially when I started off. I would put chart with trend lines and everything. That you can put on Thinkorswim, and then I was adding all the EMAs, trying RSIs. I don't think I ever used a Bollinger Band, but
I haven't either.
MACD and all this stuff. And what it really did for me was nothing because I wasn't successful at it. Now, maybe now if I went back and had better understanding, maybe I'd have a different opinion, but I'm kind of stuck in my way of where I just use the 9 EMA and that's it. On my daily chart, I use some longer term EMAs
Well, you got to
when
use
I
the
go
200,
out to
right?
like daily charts, weekly charts, monthly charts. But anything that I'm swinging for, let's say a week or less or intraday, I just use the 9 EMA. I find that the most reliable for me, and that's it. Then I just go off of candlesticks. I'm a big pro candlestick, understanding um, candlesticks individually, how they're grouped up, kind of like chart patterns,
Mm-hmm.
uh, sticking with the swing highs, swing lows, support areas, resistance areas. I think better off in the long run that works best for me.
Well,
You know,
that's
to
why I
each their own,
say,
obviously.
yeah, well, that's why I always say I think people should learn how to trade with naked charts first because all you have to do is read those candlesticks. And then after you figured out how that price action works within those candlesticks, because all it is just buying and selling in the candlesticks, once you figure that
Well, yeah,
out.
and when I started trading, that's what I like. The first thing that I learned and looked up. You know, I didn't know anything about stock market or how any of it worked. I just, looked at it as like, hey, this is something that I think in the long term, I think it would be useful to have this knowledge. 10, 20, 30 years from now, I think it'd be great. So I learned technical analysis, learning candlestick analysis, and like chart patterns. That's the only thing that I knew. I knew that stuff before I even knew what like moving averages and stuff were.
Yeah,
And I
see, I
think once
did
I
that.
started using moving averages, then it kind of clouded my vision, as Daniel B would see. It's just kind of clouding your vision, which it can, and that's why I got rid of all of them and only stick to the 9 EMA because I think personally it just kind of shows more or less the trend. Is the stock moving higher or lower?
Hmm. As far as the VWAP, I should have HH for the VWAP argument
Oh
because
yeah, whap whap whap.
he's way bigger of a VWAP arguer than I am. What do you not like about it? Because it does show when stocks are under the VWAP intraday, it shows they're bearish. A lot of times they don't break back above the VWAP, and when they are above the VWAP, as long as they're not like super way off of it, but if they broke back above it and they're slowly kind of getting that nice little buy and starting to buy and push that you see, they're pretty bullish right there. So I mean, just off of that indicator, after you've learned that price action, that's what I was saying. Trade naked charts first, learn the price action, and then add your EMAs and stuff that you want. But
Yeah, I used the WAP. I didn't find any use out of it because even like earlier in my trading when I used it, like I would try to do like the VWAP bounce, where the stock's up and then it bounces off of it, and I didn't have any success with that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy at the VWAP, even though I didn't. I was kind of like neglecting like what the chart was telling me,
mm,
thinking that okay, it's gonna come here and then buyers are gonna come in. Well, after losing, money, I realized that it's not really reliable. Yes, obviously it works sometimes. Nothing is 100% accurate, but I just got rid of it because I just found myself not, being successful using it.
right, but
Now, as
like you,
far as like the other side of when you're below VWAP and it's a bearish indicator, I looked at it and said, well, okay, well, this stock is under VWAP. I need to stay away from it because it's bearish. And then you find out, later on that the stock, blew past it. So I'm thinking to myself, it's like, why I look at it and say, okay, I'm not going to use it because it's supposed to be bearish. But then later on, it like totally blew past it and ran $2. So why was that happening? Is what I was kind of asking myself. So I just got rid of it.
okay, but there was something you said as a while back before, a couple sentences back. You said something like you you would jump in charts just because the candle was breaking back over the VWAP or was coming down to bounce.
Yeah, like a VWAP bounce. I've seen, and that's something I've seen on YouTube too, like traders using that, calling it the VWAP bounce, where something is trading above it, let's say a pretty good amount, and then you see it once the stock is kind of reversing or pulling back, making a correction towards the VWAP that supposedly that it's supposed to be a buying area and people are going to buy it off the VWAP, which I've tried and it didn't work for me.
Well, that's
But
what
I'm
I'm
sure
saying.
it probably does for
Well,
some
no,
people.
that's what I'm getting at is you were just buying for the VWAP bounce, but you
Yep.
wasn't looking at the overall price action and trend of the chart. You were ignoring the chart, like you said. So what I'm
Yep.
saying is, if you are not ignoring the chart and reading the chart correctly, that VWAP can be very helpful, and most of the time you will get a bounce.
It could be. This is something that I did, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So I don't know how it would be. Maybe it would be useful for me now. I have no idea.
Well,
But I found
I'm just
that
gonna
I don't.
point to HH. I'm gonna point to Hal for this. You know, he's very good with the VWAP. He makes most of his trades off the VWAP.
Yeah,
So
he. I don't know what he does. I, he, I try to figure out think what he's looking at, but he trades such small ranges and so tight that
yeah,
I
because he's
don't
just wanting to
understand
lock
why
in.
he's doing that.
Well,
I'm trying. I would love to have this conversation with him to understand what is he looking at, because he looks at such small little areas, and he's looking at every single tick as like life or death. Like, okay, it has to hold 43. It has to hold 40. It's at 50. It needs to go to 51. And I'm looking at it like what are you doing? I just look at the whole thing and I just sit and spin around in my chair, and then I look at the chart some more and be like, that's not ready yet. Like I want to see the big kind of like the wave pattern, and
the,
he's like up in this like little small block
well,
trying to
that's
get like 10 cents.
right, and I'm not going to defend his trading style because that's his trading style. But what
It
I'm
works
getting
for him though. He
exactly
does a great job.
that's what I was gonna say. It's about the individual, and that's why I disagree with Daniel B on everything he says, because he pretends there's only one way to do things in the stock market, and that's just not true.
Well, Daniel B's he's crazy. He's a crazy man. Well, I mean, the thing is Daniel B does come up with some good points, but he's very old school. I've noticed with things, but I've learned a lot from Daniel B. So I trade differently from Daniel B. We talk about charts and stuff, and we'll see different things, and we make different trades definitely. And there's trades that he makes that I don't understand that work for him, and there's probably plenty of trades that I make that he's like shaking his head like, when will you learn? So.
And then y'all just shake your heads at every trade I take.
Well, yeah, it's fun that way. It makes it more entertaining.
Well,
I always like to look at it as being the contrarian, like, oh, what is he doing? He's crazy. He's lost his mind. Why is he buying this here?
yeah, exactly. That's why you guys. That's why you guys are around, man.
What's
you
the
guys.
site that you're in now? JCS or whatever. At the end of the day, you bought like at the high of day. See, that's like
No,
DATS.
DATS was what I was at. I didn't buy quite at the high of day. I bought it a little bit lower, but
you're buying it like the breakout and
well, it was making that nice buildup. I mean,
do the breakout trade often, but
I don't do it.
Breakout trades no more.
Yeah, I don't do it in the morning that much, but it was power hour, and there wasn't anything else really moving, and it was holding up. So it was like one of the very few options I saw to even take a trade, and it did rip up. It's now up to 1060 and consolidating. It just gave up right there when I was in it. So I'm not gonna hold it when it starts to look bearish in after hours. I mean, you've been trading long enough to know that after hours and pre-market trading is a different animal than during the market open. We see some weird, like you'll see a candle that might dip down $5 in 1 second and then come right back up for no reason. So pre-market and after hours, man, I was just looking for a decent trade, but I took a little 15 or $10 loss on it. I'll make that back. It's nothing.
Well, the thing with the breakouts, why I don't do the breakouts anymore, is because they never. I usually get burned on them. I just find it better to I want to buy low and sell into the previous resistance.
Exactly, and that's what I've been doing lately, is trying to buy at support areas. This was just because of power hour, and like I said, there wasn't really nothing else going on that I saw.
But I'll tell you what, I did used to buy the breakouts quite often.
No, I was going to say back in the day you were a breakout trader.
The guy with the funny shirts that has a YouTube channel.
Oh, Ross Cameron.
Yep. Yeah. And then I went back and I went like 5 years back on his YouTube stream because he sells a course, and I realized that if you go back, I don't know if it's still there, but if you go way back in time, that all his trading secrets were kind of free on YouTube. So I went back there and I learned. That's how remember when we used to do the triangle trade a lot. Yeah. That was just a bull flag breakout, which he just made it sound special, but it's like it's common knowledge.
Yeah,
So
well, that's why I always say it's just all triangles.
yeah.
Even knowing whether or not it's
But
a
the
bull
thing
flag
that he
doesn't
would
even matter.
say
It's
in
just a triangle.
his live streams or whatever that he did, I don't want to give too much credit to him or anything, or smack, but he would always say like he's buying the breakout, which is like that's where people are selling at. So he was actually buying, you know, when that flag was forming in the flag before it broke out of the pennant, and then he was selling through the rip, but all his minions were buying at the breakout, pushing it up as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, I ain't gonna talk about him no more.
That's all right. I don't have no problems dissing Ross Cameron. If you wanted Ross Cameron, you can come right here and debate me too. I'll take on
Ross,
anybody.
If you want it, come and bring it, punk. Know what you up to, Ross?
I don't trust no ginger traders.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all.
All right, so let's talk about cryptos because this is, I think, where we disagree the most at, and where the most of our heated discussions come in.
I own crypto though.
What?
I own crypto though.
Yeah, but you don't like owning
it.
it. Yeah, you don't trade it. You don't like the ideas of it or anything. You're against cryptos. I mean, you're at least a little smarter than Daniel B at buying some, getting a little
I've come
piece.
along, to it. I see it. I see the benefits of the crypto. But to be honest though, the more cryptos that come out, it kind of turns me off. Like when we were talking about the Sheeb or whatever earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It just reminds me of like lotto tickets. Like it's super cheap, so it can attract, newer investors or whatever. And obviously, look at Doge. It's, people probably made a ton of money off of it.
Well, it's the same thing though with the stock market. The penny stocks, the OTC stocks, is the same thing. You got bad companies and bad.
But I look at it as like percentage wise. How many percentage wise? What usually happens?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Obviously, I'm going to say majority of people lose money than make money off of it. So that's why I look at it as kind of like give it the lotto ticket analogy. Like,
well, the people. It's the same way as the stock market. The people who are making money are doing it because they've done their due diligence and they know technical analysis. Like me, I've made a killing this year off
Doge
cryptos.
And Sheeb, what has it got? Like 10 billion.
Yeah, but you can't look at just Doge and Sheeb.
Got like half a cent.
Yeah. But you're talking
how
about
much money it's gonna take to have to move that thing. It's like, obviously, you look at Doge, it went to like 70 cents or whatever, and then crashed. But
you're talking about two coins. You're talking about.
It just seems like dead money. Dead money don't make money.
But you're only talking about Sheeb and Doge, which are I would say, the OTC market of cryptos. When you're talking about Cosmos,
but those are the ones that are getting the flyers in the mail and
but that's the same thing. But were you trading AMC and GameStop? Yeah, exactly. But I'm talking about the cryptos where you can make money. Like right now, I am staking Cosmos, Akash, Sentinel.
Well, that's the thing is that's what people should be putting their money in. It's stuff that's, that has like some kind of fundamentals to it, that it's building something, it's doing something, and obviously it's still, speculation, but speculation isn't everything, so I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. It's no different really than the stock market. It's still similar as far as like the mechanics of an asset. Like we trade stocks or we invest in stocks, we're buying a piece of the company. If we get paid a dividend for holding it, that's because we own a piece of the company. Well, it's the same thing with cryptos. You're buying a piece of the project. So like with Shiba and Doge, they're trash can projects. The only reason they shot up was because of all the hype behind them. But when you're getting into a strong project like you would a stock, and you've done your due diligence on it, and like Cosmos Atom, that pays 10% interest for staking, which is better than most dividend yields in the stock. But not only that, you get airdrops from any other coins that pop up in the Cosmos ecosystem. So you get 10% plus free money for holding it. That's a better deal to me than put my money in the stock market right now, especially at these prices of stocks.
There's no such thing as free money, though.
Oh, there is in cryptos, buddy.
There's no such thing as free money in anything.
There is in
There's
cryptos.
something, but you also see this is also a thing. Like I have no problem with crypto. There's, I think, me personally, because I don't trade it, because I don't think there's a platform that's quality enough to
Now
trade it.
that I agree
So
with you on.
now,
The
if it was on
platforms do
Thinkorswim,
suck.
okay, sure, I don't care. I'd trade it. It'd be great because it's a great platform. But it here's the case for like people saying that crypto is garbage. When you look at stocks and you see companies, people can look at it and be like, they can see the product that's usually being sold, unless it's let's say something that's digital or whatever. So like if I like J.C. Penney, okay, I can go to the store and I can buy their T-shirts, and I know the customers are in there and crap like that. Where crypto, majority of people that are either not familiar with crypto, they look at it as like, okay, how does this make it earnings? We look at stocks as earnings, profitability, and if there's a million cryptos out there, what makes one better than the other? It's going to be like a weeding out process.
What makes one stock better than the other? Apple and J.C. Penney's are
what I
not the
told
same
you.
company.
You can see the difference. Let's say
Yeah,
we'll
but
use
I can see the
like
difference.
J.C. Penney's versus Kohl's. Obviously, J.C. Penney is like probably defunct and bankrupt or whatever. But you can look at it like physically. You can hold the product. You can see it. You can see people going into the stores and buying it. You'd be like, okay, well, Kohl's is jumping, man. They're probably going to have a great, Christmas season or whatever, or back to school season, where you don't see that in crypto.
But you can. But it's not. See, the product that crypto is providing, depending on the crypto, for example, Fetch AI, the product of Fetch.ai is that it is it's giving AI control to the blockchains to be able to make the efficiency better. So the product you're buying into is just like if you were buying into the person who gave JCPenney's the loan to start their business. Like the product value is behind there if you've done your due diligence, depending on the thing, but it's just all digital. It's no different than buying a shoe and buying a crypto. You're still buying a product. It's just not a physical product. And that's where I think a lot of people get lost at. Like the value still.
How much does that one cost? What's the float on that?
They have a float. It depends on the coin. Like Bitcoin only has 20 million coins in circulation. That's it. There's no more. There'll never be any more. There'll never be any less. Besides, people lose them. Many people have lost a lot of Bitcoin, so the supply of Bitcoin is really probably around like 5 million or 15 million or something. But it's not. That's the thing I like about some cryptos is they have a hard cap on supply where stocks do not. They can come out with common offerings. They can do shelf registrations. They can do reverse stock splits. There's so many things in the stock market that the government has regulated and allowed these companies to do that manipulate the market. Where with cryptos, if it's a coin with a cap on it, because there is some coins that do not have a cap. Like I said, Dogecoin, they can add Dogecoin anytime they want. But I'm against Dogecoin. I hate Dogecoin, honestly.
I mean, that's what I would suggest then to people that are not knowing of these things is like those are the things that I kind of look at as far as like stock market is that I look at the flow. I look at the supply. So when I'm looking at crypto and I see, Dogecoin is printing out 10,000 tokens every minute, it doesn't interest me.
But that's Dogecoin. That's what I'm saying. You got to dive further in.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of you can look at like some of those Dogecoin or whatever sheep as like an OTC market.
Yeah.
Yes, you can make money in this and that, but some of it is just doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. So obviously there are cryptos that there is value, and like I said, I own crypto, so I'm not against it. But I just I just look at it as like I buy and I hold. I don't trade it. I look at it as a long-term thing because I feel like it's years away before there's like I could see some good growth out of it. But I do see growth in it because that's why I own it. You know,
Exactly.
if it was tradable easy, like with the Thinkorswim platform, I would trade it. I don't care. There's plenty of stocks that I trade that are garbage that I'm just in it because it's got a catalyst that's worthless, doesn't mean anything, and I'm only going to hold it for a short period of time.
Yeah, I get the not wanting to trade crypto because there's not a good platform yet. That is true. We
Yeah,
have very few platforms in America that we can use.
and the
There
thing
is
is,
some
like,
good ones, but you
I
have
could
to use
branch
a
out and
VPN.
do it, and I could go and find a platform that works for me. But I don't care enough to do it because I can do just fine trading stocks. So I kind of try to use like two different judgments because there's stocks that I own that are longer term that I kind of look at as like kind of an investment, I guess,
Hmm.
even though I don't really do that. I'm more of a trader, obviously, 99% of it. But I do hold the crypto because see what happens. But I'm not going to take like 10 grand and I'm going to buy Shiba or
No, and I don't say that's not
anything.
when I tell people to go look into cryptos and go check out cryptos. I'm not telling them to go check out the Doges and the Sheebs. I'm telling them to
Yeah.
check out the Cosmos
Well,
Atom ecosystem.
I've
You
seen some
know,
of your videos. I know you don't do that, so I'm not insinuating that you do. But I just, I guess it's also time frame. I look at, I'm older than you, and I'm probably like the oldest person that watches your stream. But so I look at things as more of, I guess less growth oriented. Even though I trade a lot of growth stuff, and I do buy growth stuff for a longer term. But as far as a younger person, I just look at it as like, dang, if I was 20 years old again, if I would have just, did this, that, and that, I would have been straight when I'm my age now. So,
yeah, but at the same time, I
I,
mean, now
I,
you just started learning day trading 3 years ago, and you're now
no.
profitable and all of that. What?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's like even my kids, I'm like, dude, you're, in high school or whatever. It's like, if I had a smartphone back then,
Oh God.
I'd be able to whip
Oh
through these
man.
classes like it was nothing.
Well, that that's the
Um,
thing. Hindsight is everything, man. But
you know,
as far as well, I got a text message here. It might be important. As far as like, what does it say?
Yeah, I'll have to jump off the stream here in like 5 minutes as well because
Okay.
I have to go to the school function with the old lady.
Well, man, it was
It's a
nice.
parent teacher night.
Oh, parent teachers night. Those are the best. I want to leave you with this. I want to leave you with this, man. You're talking about the 30% growth, but you said you're 40. You might not be alive in 30 years. So why are you trying to make money for 30 years? We don't know what the circumstances could be in 30 years.
Well,
So,
I think it's like you're part in like real estate. You're looking for that like that generational wealth. So that's
no, I'm
why I
looking for the
said
wealth
like
now.
the
I'm trying
Lord
to
is like
build.
if you had X amount of money, like yeah, you should have X amount of money in your portfolio into speculation, but you should also have X amount of your money depending on your time frame of when you're going to want that money. Let's say when you're retired in
That's.
safer stuff. And this is why I don't understand why you disagree with me about this
I'm going to
because
tell you right
you
now.
hold metals, you're interested in real estate. You know, you
But
you
I'm
can
going to.
see the safe havens of blue chip mega cap stocks.
No, but I don't buy
So
any blue chip mega caps. I don't want nothing to do with those stocks. And this is what I'm saying. I don't want, I'm not trading and investing for money for 30 years. I'm trading and investing now for cash flowing assets. If I'm investing at the moment for a long hold, it's for 2 years like I did last year when the market was down and I bought dividend stocks. Those were cash flowing every month for me because the ones I bought, or at least one of them, Horizon, pays out a 10-cent dividend every month per share you want. The reason I want real estate is because I want a triplex because I want that cash flow every month. I'm not looking 30 years into the future. If I can become a millionaire now, then I know I'll be a millionaire in the future more than likely. So that
so
mindset of what
you're looking for the lotto ticket then.
no, it's not a lotto ticket. It's building wealth. You're building cash flows. You you're still in that mind state of the 9 to 5 or something like that. Like there
Not
I don't
me.
look at my
This
time like that.
this
I
is what
look
I
at
do
my
all the
time.
time.
I like my. I know that's what you do all the
This is
time
kind of like what
now.
I was talking about earlier. Is like it depends on your age group. You know what I mean? You're younger than me, so you're looking at quicker returns. Where I'm older, so I'm looking for
It's
slow
not.
growth
See, that's where you're not getting it. It's
and living
not
off of my trading income.
exactly, but it's not quicker returns that I'm looking for. It's looking for cash flows that build as Lego blocks. If I have one little cash flow that makes $1 and then I get 100 more of those and build a block, well, now I'm now making $100. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. Doesn't matter any of that. It's cash flowing no matter what. That's the secret that I'm trying to share with everybody about building wealth and looking at cryptos and looking at real estate and all this. Like buying stocks and holding an Apple stock for 30 years may make you rich in 30
Well,
years,
no,
but you're not going to build generational wealth. The way
no.
you
Well, that's
build
not what I'm
wealth
saying either.
is
I'm
blocks
saying
of
that
cash
those
flowing
mega,
assets.
I'm saying those mega caps. If you have a ton of money, let's say you get, $1 million portfolio, those are just kind of like stored there because you might get like, 3% a year return on it. I do agree with you with the growth. That's what I trade. That's what I buy mostly is growth, oriented stocks because those are the bigger returns. But there's a place for those mega caps and stuff that you can get a 3% return on it yearly, depending on the investor. So that's the one thing that I guess we're differing on.
I still, even if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't put my millions in 3% investments when there's, real estate out there. You could buy a whole slew of apartments that are going to cash flow you millions, way more than 3% over a year.
Well, I know, but I mean, we're also, if we had that kind of money, life is good, and I'm sure they have, portfolio wise, I'm sure they have X amount of money. That's speculation,
But you have to have that
and
mind
growth.
state now to get to that point. If you don't have that mind state, you'll never get to that point because you're not building the blocks of cash flowing assets.
Well, the thing is too
You have
is
to
that
start somewhere.
that's where learning everything first before you put these processes in place is key.
No. That's wasting time
You
again.
could,
If you sit there and take 10 years.
be that person with $10,000, and the next thing you know, they don't have zero. They have zero.
Sure, I mean, there's
And
always going to
plenty
be
of people like that.
there's always going to be
you know,
risk. But if you put in $10,000 without knowing anything about it and you lose it, well, that's your fault for not doing any research.
Well, that's the majority of people.
Sure, and it's their fault. They got to do the
stupid.
research. They don't know
People are
this
dumb.
knowledge. Well, yeah, I know people are dumb, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm trying to spread this message is you have to start somewhere when it comes to building wealth. You can't just all of a sudden have wealth and be like, oh, now I can buy whatever I want and invest in it unless you get lucky. But if you actually want to change your life and get somewhere higher, you have to build wealth. You have to build
You gotta
cash
have that
flowing
knowledge
assets.
first, man. You gotta have that knowledge. You gotta know what you're doing first.
Yeah, but you can spend 10 years, 20 years reading books and doing all of that, and if you never take action, then that knowledge is worthless. You actually have to start.
Obviously, if somebody's spending that much time researching, I'm sure they're gonna put it to use somewhere.
You would be surprised.
Because
You
what's
would
the
be
point
surprised.
my niece. Well, I shouldn't talk about her.
Yeah, see what I mean? You know somebody.
I understand
Everybody
what you're
knows exactly, and that's what I'm saying, man. Like to really become wealthy, and when you're starting out, like me, you, H&H, we all started out. I mean, I don't know exactly how your life was, but I started out pretty low at the bottom, and then continued to drive myself even
I
lower.
was just a blue collar worker. I had a union job, and I did that for a long time, and I've always lived pretty much, minimal. Didn't have enough money for anything until recently, and now I'm just trying to enjoy myself.
Right, and
But,
if you start taking some of that trading
that's what
money.
I think what's great about having your channel is that you're kind of, even like you said, you can learn from the dumb stuff, and we can talk crap about you or whatever.
Yeah.
But there is some quality stuff that you can get out of your channel, definitely.
Thanks.
For people that don't know what they're doing.
Thanks. I appreciate that. So I'll let you get going, man. I appreciate you hopping on here. You're welcome anytime.
Let's do it again another time, and I'll have some better lighting. And
Next time we'll get Hal on here, and maybe we can drag Daniel B's lazy ass on here too. We can have a little four-man Royal Rumble.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, and I will see you guys on the flip side.
All right, One Life. Have a good one, buddy.
Take it easy.
All right, guys. So I was reading your comments and I was trying not to laugh. Lauren, that was a good comment. Crypto is some people like it, others don't. I see we got people. Ruben, I prefer crypto over stocks. Tony, crypto is controlled by a bunch of whales. Stocks for me. Um, the stock market is controlled by whales too. That's what I was trying to make the point to One Life is the stock market. It doesn't even matter what it is. It could be the rice market. Anything that has value, you're going to have whales in because people with large amounts of money are going to put their money. I can take this out now. They're going to put their money in something that has value, so they're going to be whales no matter what. Bitcoin, yeah, that you can say that's controlled by whales, but coins with smaller supplies that people have been buying, like the Cosmos ecosystem, most of that growth has come from individuals who like that. The whales haven't got there yet. And that's the same thing you see in the stock market. You'll see some penny stocks that, and it's rare, but you'll see them will actually be solid companies. And that's like BTCS, I think is a solid company, but I do also have conversations with the CEO. He's going to be on the channel for an interview after the talking about the how everything's going after the Nasdaq uplisting. But I know he's trying to really build a company. But that if I didn't know him, I wouldn't know that. I'd have to go and do all the research, which I did previously before I even had him on. But the whales are always everywhere. You can't avoid the whales. The whales will be there. Good luck with that sausage fest. Exactly. Ruben put it in a very good way. I want the short term to build my long term. Exactly. So, all right, guys. One Life, of course, always welcome. Daniel B., you're welcome too whenever you grow a backbone. Yeah, the hedge funds are the whales. There's no escaping the whales. You just have to deal with them. You just have to know that there's whales and that they can drop something at any time. That's why it's important to understand your risk management and not have your eggs all in one basket. Because you put your eggs all in one basket and the whale kicks your basket over, well, there goes all your eggs. Where at least if you've got your eggs in like 3 or 4 baskets and they kick a basket over, well, you still got 3 or 4 baskets left, so you're all right. But yeah. So all right, guys, I'm going to call it a day too. I got to get some videos up for both channels. Like I said, we've got that interview with Josie Wells. Can't wait for you guys to see that. A lot of good information there. But you guys have a great rest of your night. Stay safe out there. Until next time.